Tonight we're going in depth on a drug that some of you have heard about. Mifepristone is one of 2 drugs used to perform chemical abortions. While Oklahoma has long banned abortion, including in cases of rape and incest, some state lawmakers believe many people are having chemical abortions at home with pills they order simply over the internet. A new law is now one yes vote away from the governor's desk that would crack down on that. The state of Oklahoma cracked down on abortion 3 years ago. Now the state legislature is cracking down on the most commonly used abortion pill, Mifepristone.
We are here to protect the life of unborn children and mothers as well.
House Bill 1168 is only one yes vote away from Governor Kevin Stitt's desk. It would make it a felony to possess and or deliver Mifepristone and its partner drug, Mifepristone, as well as any other drug developed that would assist a woman in terminating her pregnancy. There are exceptions for medical professionals who are in possession of the pill and use it for other purposes, but anyone else would face a $100,000 fine and up to 10 years in prison.
This is the only medical procedure in the world that the success of the procedure depends on the death of the patient.
Durant Republican Senator David Bullard says despite the state cracking down on surgical abortions, women wishing to end their pregnancy can order abortion-inducing medications online and have an abortion in the privacy of their homes without anyone ever knowing.
Simply cannot believe that we are continuing to try and create new felonies for substances that are legal.
Oklahoma City Democratic Senator Carrie Hicks spoke in opposition. She says current law is already too strict, and women experiencing complications and in need of medical attention have been turned away by doctors, too scared to help.
And I am simply appalled that we would continue to try and push the envelope even further when we have evidence that folks are going into sepsis, are going into any number of fatal conditions before they are able to receive any medical intervention in the state of Oklahoma.
The bill that's been moving through the Capitol along party lines does not criminalize miscarriages and does not put any new restrictions in place on contraceptives. Now, we are not the only state dealing with this. Many other states have strict rules in place for abortion-inducing medication. Keep in mind, medication abortion is the most common type in America, not surgical that many have in mind. 12 states have near-total abortion bans and have restrictions on medications used for abortions. The number goes up to 19 with restrictions on pills that require they only be dispensed by doctors. And 26 states in total require at least the first dose be taken in the presence of a doctor, if not all doses. Last year, anti-abortion groups hoped the U.S. Supreme Court would strike down Food and Drug Administration rules that allowed for the expanded use of Mifepristone. The case would have heavily restricted access nationwide to the drug.
Do you think that courts have specialized scientific knowledge with respect to pharmaceuticals, and as a company that has pharmaceuticals, do you have concerns about judges parsing medical and scientific studies?
Those were some of the arguments made. The court tossed out the case challenging the FDA's allowance of Mifepristone, saying the doctors who sued to stop its distribution lacked legal standing on the matter and were not actually being injured themselves through the pill's use. The current FDA regulations on Mifepristone remain intact for now. Also in Washington, D.C., all eyes are on President Trump's new Food and Drug Administration Commissioner, Dr. Martin Makary. Conservative groups are encouraging the FDA to heavily restrict previous authorizations for Mifepristone in particular, but Makary promised U.S. senators he would stick to scientific evidence on the pill's regulation and future use. Now keep in mind, he also reports to RFK Jr., who as a presidential candidate was open to abortion in certain situations, but RFK has also said he serves at the pleasure of President Donald Trump.
As FDA commissioner, will you maintain current access to Mifepristone, yes or no?
Senator, I'll be very clear about my position. My position is that of a scientist. As you know, part of the REMS, the Risk Evaluation Mitigation Strategy, that was put in initially by President Clinton and that administration, and then modified under Obama, and then again under President Biden, requires ongoing data collection. So I can't prejudge that data without looking at it.
When it comes to abortion rights in Oklahoma, we live in one of the strictest states in the country since the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision. All abortions are banned, with no exceptions for rape or incest. The Oklahoma State Supreme Court ruled women have the right to an abortion only to save their lives in an emergency situation. But there has been debate and stories about women experiencing complications during pregnancy here in Oklahoma and being told things like bleed out a little more and then we'll declare an emergency at some health care facilities in the state. Also keep in mind abortion is legal and far less restrictive just across state lines in Kansas, where voters there were the first state to enshrine abortion rights in their state constitution.